Hello everybody and welcome to AskPolymathGeddy, your polymathic source for all information, knowledge, and wisdom. Our next question comes from Roberto in Louisville. He says, I have a busy mind. I have been off Facebook for a few weeks now since I started working on design with my wife. I'm trying to empty my cup, so to say. I want to make my art my priority so I can keep up with her. She does monumentally better than me and gets things done in a short time. I'm driven to seek, but I cannot sit still. I have sat down and tried to repeat, and I get distracted very easily, so I'm given to working on other things like cleaning the house rather than sitting and studying. What do I do to fight this better? Basically, how do you defeat procrastination is his question. Now, this is a great question, and it's because I know a lot of people who have procrastinated. I know in my life I've found reason to procrastinate. Sometimes it's subliminal or it's subconscious because you're going through so much stress that you can't think of what you really need to accomplish, and you just want to resort to some kind of escapism. Sometimes procrastination is just a way to escape some heavy stress that's laying upon you. Or sometimes you just can't focus. You have ADD or whatever else you want to call it. You can't focus. So I suggest that you try to, first of all, meditate. And I'm going to say this just because I think it's going to help this one particular situation. If you just sit still and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and physically let your mind connect with each muscle. Flex each muscle and think of the muscle you're flexing. Hold it for a few seconds and stop. Do that for your whole body. And the reason I'm saying to do that is because you're going to command control of yourself once again. And when you can't focus on something or you procrastinate, you're allowing your body to kind of decide for you what it wants to do. It wants to go to sleep. It wants to veer off into some subject. It wants to just avoid reality. You want to dominate yourself. You want to control every part of yourself in every way you can. So you have to practice doing this. Practice gripping things and thinking of what you're doing, and consciously telling yourself, I've done this, and I'm doing more, and so on. And what you're doing by doing this is regaining yourself and recontrolling the symptoms that you have, and being able to tell yourself what you want to do and be able to do that. So procrastination becomes less of a subconscious or subliminal thing and more of something that you focus on intentionally. So after you've maintained control of yourself and regained who you are, I suggest that you then use your fidgety energy to go and study whatever you need to study, or do whatever art you need to do. If you need to get up and walk around, then maybe you have a lot of energy. You need to just burn that off. Start exercising. Lift weights or something. Go running or whatever. Do some kind of physical exercise for 30 minutes to an hour to get that out of your system. Maybe you're eating a lot of carbs and you need to burn off that energy, and you can't sit still. You know, for me personally, when I draw, I sweat. I have a love-hate relationship with art. I've been doing it my whole life, but at the same time, it's so darn difficult for me to get exactly right because I'm so on point with my work, and if it's any bit off at all, it just frustrates the living hell out of me, and I can't do it anymore. I have to walk away and come back. Sometimes when I'm drawing, I get so tense because I'm so confined and I'm sweating that I have to just get up and start shaking and just start shouting or move around or do something physical, which is a great thing for me because I'm a drummer, and as a drummer, I don't need to be under any particular mindset to do it. I can just sit on my drum kit, and just the physical body just has its own language. It just moves at its own thought. So when you're doing something that is sedentary, you're forcing your body to constrict, and all the energy is being held within. So you're not moving. Okay, you need to get up and move. So yeah, if it helps you clean the house, great. You need to clean the house. It needs to be done anyway. You might as well do it when you have energy to do it, because you're not going to want to do it if you don't. But at the same time, you also want to focus on what you have to do. And sometimes just burning out those carbs and getting the energy out of your system so that you can just relax and think, that's what's necessary. But once again, I do suggest that you try to command your body and try to control how it's reacting to things by consciously going through those procedures and doing so deliberately so that you are in control and not your body acting for you. So I hope that answered your question. Once again, everyone, your questions can be sent to AskPolymathGeddy@gmail.com. Include your name, your location, and a brief explanation for your question so I know what you're asking about. That's all for now. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys later. Send your questions in. I'll talk to you soon.